Yo, yo, what's up, guys? Good morning, good morning. Let me test the sound. Sound working all right? Yep. All right. So how's everybody doing? It is Tuesday. Feeling a little bit better today. What's up, Juguetes? Yeah, AC8. We are not Ross. We are another channel. We day trade live, though, so you can watch us trade live every weekday if you want to check us out another time. What's up, Pun? Good morning, man. Cast. I don't see any news for ACB. I haven't really looked yet, though. I'll go check it out. Cast. Greg, what's up, man? Yeah, today I'm actually drinking those peptide proteins in my coffee with ghee and what's the other stuff for the bulletproof diet. I gotta say it's kind of nasty, but I'll probably get used to it. It's just too sweet, honestly. Oh, it's terrible. Oof, I'm gonna have to go make myself another coffee. This is just too much. What's up, Killer? Good morning, man. What's up, Mike? Good morning, man. Yeah, here's the thing, two-way. So, like, I was drinking my coffee with ghee, and that's actually pretty good. Like, I like my coffee with ghee, right? Ghee is basically, like, demoisturized butter, right? It's butter with the moisture taken out of it, so it's healthier butter. So I was drinking my coffee with ghee, but that's not the full bulletproof coffee thing, and so I tried to add the peptides to it this morning, and man, I don't know if it's the peptides I bought, but they're just super sweet. They're just so sweet that I don't like sweets in the morning. Like, I actually like the taste of just black coffee. I like the bitterness. The bitterness wakes me up. This is too sweet, man. It's hard to deal with. I gotta get used to it, I guess. What's up, Flavio? Two-way. What's up, Caffin? Thanks, bro. Yeah, I'm not chugging it. Raybo, what's up, man? Alright, so yeah, looking at some of these. YRIV, ELLI, COTY, probably one of my main watches, COTY, PTX, WORX, gapping up some, although volume is low. PYX looks good. PYX looks pretty good. ONDK. Some of these are no volume, though. MIME, low volume. What else? VKTX doesn't look bad. VKTX. AMD is up. I'm going to be watching AMD. What else? For gap downs, we got VRNS, PYDS, MGI, OILD, DWT, AMKR, DRIP. Yeah, I mean that's the way I actually like it. Like I actually like it that way two-way. Like I don't ever use cream. All I ever really use is milk. Like I just like my coffee just straight black with a little bit of milk in it. If it's too much sugar, I can't do it. My wife puts so much sugar and cream in it, I just can't drink it. It's too much for me in the morning. I gotta let my stomach wake up a little bit before I add all that sugar. Plus, coffee's actually pretty good for you if you don't put a bunch of sugar in it. And so, honestly, though, I'm going to have to go make myself another coffee. This collagen peptides stuff is just way too sweet for me right now. It's just way too sweet. I can't do it. It tastes like I'm drinking, like, Gatorade powder with my coffee. It's terrible. And it turned green when I went in there, and so it may be Gatorade powder for all I know. But it's bad. I know that. Two-way said CNBC Morning Squawk said a tentative government funding deal and optimism over China trade talks are helping boost futures this morning for AMTX. Let's look at AMTX here. AMTX, the volume is a little bit low. We could check out, hold on, I think Mitch should be here today, so let me Let me get him all set up on here. All right. Oh, wait, I don't think Mitch is actually going to be here today. I'll wait and see. I think Mitch is actually moving today, so he's probably not going to be here, actually. Now that I think about it. It's probably just going to be me today. For WOR. Daniel said, hey, bro, do you use the standard or pro trade ideas? I was talking to the chat room moderator for it, and he was saying the biggest difference is the AI thoughts. I've never really used the AI, so I can't say whether it's good or bad. But if that is the case, I have the pro package. Then I really don't need the pro package if that's the only difference. But yeah, I've never used the AI, so I don't know whether it's good or bad. You know, the market. What's up, Jason? I use a lot of different stuff, man. Mostly I use Webull and Thinkorswim. I use the Webull app on my phone because it's quick. But yeah, look at market is up. Let's see, I think, right? Yeah, the SPY is up. I think it had what I think Two-Way mentioned it. A tentative government funding deal and optimism over China trade talks are helping boost futures this morning, probably helping the overall market as well. But yeah, you can see the SPY is up. If I pull this in front real quick, the SPY is up some. Let's see what else we get. AMD up. The fade's definitely been in play though. The fade's definitely been in play. ACB. Let's look at ACB. Somebody said earnings weren't good. So, Aurora Cannabis, which is ACB, posted a fiscal second quarter loss of a Canadian $237.8 million on revenue of $54.2 million, compared with a year earlier profit of $7.7 million on revenue of $11.7 million. So it was bigger than expected for ACB. The losses in the latest quarter resulted largely from investments ACB basically made in other cannabis producers, the company said. So they're down 3% to $715. But they did have higher revenue. So that's the news for ACB. Yeah, it's Webull, Daniel. It's actually Webull is like Robinhood. Okay, so like Webull is like another version of Robinhood, basically. It's like what it is. It's like another version of Robinhood. But I can look the news up on it. And so I look it up on my phone. It's easy. What's up, Killer? Good morning, man. Yeah, it's Webull. It's a zero commission smartphone broker, basically. I think they did actually have a regular one come out. Yeah, no worries, bro. Yeah, PYX is popping up on the scanners too. PYX. PYX looks good. Let's see if any of this is actually tradable, though. Like, that's the big thing. What's up, James? Good morning, man. Let me move this for now. So let's look at PYX. PYX is tradable. That's good. COTY is tradable. So some stuff's tradable this morning. Let's look at AMD, see if it's just following the SPY. I think it probably is, but we can check it out anyway. What's up, Scott? Good morning, man. Yeah, Mitch should be here. Hold on, let me test him. Text him. All right, so we got about 30 minutes till the market opens. Yesterday was a pretty good day. What did I trade? AMD for the fade, right? And I think I got out at a pretty reasonable spot. So on AMD, I got out, roughly 10 cents away from the lows. And so I think that was a good spot. Let's see what else we have. MTCH, Match.com. Not really moving as much. ACRX, Sogo. Popping up on the scanners, but not really moving. ELLI. Let's see. What else do we have? Roku, ROKU. Bounce some. ADMA, ONDK. I mean, we got some movers. COTY looks interesting. COTY. TRVN. I can look up COTY unless Two Ways already posted it. So COTY jumped 19.4% after JAB Holding Co., a company that invested in brands like Peet's Coffee and Tea, Panera Bread, and Caribou Coffee, announced that it would make a tender offer for 50 mil shares of Class A common stock at $11.65 per share in cash. The shares closed Monday, which was yesterday, at $9.66. The offer price is about a 38% premium to the 90-day volume-weighted average share price as of Monday. TRVN. TRVN. I mean, I just trade. I'm looking for fades more than the opening range breakout. A few people asked me what happened to the opening range breakout. I tested it. It just wasn't as reliable as I wanted it to be. And fades have definitely been more reliable, at least in the last week. You know, out of the last 4 trading days, I've had 1 loss and then 3 winning days. And so the fades have been working fairly well. I'm just going to stick to what works. You know, they may stop working, and that's okay. But while they're working, I'm just going to keep using them until they stop. TBLT. We also have WLL, PCG. Well, Mitch has been watching. Cron, down some. NBEV, down. CGC, down. So cannabis stocks really got hit. I'm more inclined to think they're going to bounce today. Just because the cannabis stocks got hit really pretty bad yesterday. VRNS. Yeah, big gap down for VRNS. TBLT, Tough Belt partners with Wingpoint Group to launch Amazon online storefront along with new product categories. Float of $4 million. Yeah, very small float. Very small float. I always get a little nervous trading those tiny float ones because anything can really happen. And yeah, it's gapping up. TBLT is gapping up some, but it has no volume to really accompany it. You know, no volume to really, you know, get in there and you know, accompany this move. And so for that reason, I'm a little bit more hesitant to trade it. Also, guys, sorry, Killer, I'm not going to read anything. I don't know what it means, just for liability reasons. Sorry, bro. All right, I looked up what it meant. Yeah, I looked up what it meant. It says Erav Bat Akaladka High or Wo Mera Dost High. It means Erav Bat is a good boy and he is my friend, is what it means. So I'll read that. That's fine. If you're trying to give a shout out to somebody, that's cool. But PTI, let's look at it. Yeah, I use Google Translate. It said, all right, let's get back to stocks, guys. Let's get back to stocks. All right, but yeah, PYX looks interesting. I'm definitely going to watch PYX. It is tradable. Gapping up from 1736 to 1930. And so I'm definitely going to be watching PYX. It's probably one of my top watches this morning. That with COTY, they both look interesting. COTY, significant gap up here. Let me pull out my regular chart so I can kind of pull these in and out so you can see them. COTY. What was the other one I just said? PYX. Both of those look good. Let me see if I drag this here. You can see it. See what I mean? There is PYX and COTY. Both of them are gapping up in a nice way here. And they both look promising. COTY definitely had better volume, at least earlier, but they're both gapping up in, you know, pretty big extended ways. And so I maybe look for these for a short. Specifically COTY, if it breaks under this major support at maybe 1125 or so, right here. If it breaks under there, I may look at it maybe at 11. If it breaks under 11, it looks interesting too. With PYX, just looking at the 19 whole dollar level, see if it can break under there, maybe fill some of the gap down to 18 or 17. Or the previous day's closing price, maybe. So that's what I'm watching. CHGG. Yeah, CHGG looks interesting. All right, so CHGG had good earnings and revenue that surpassed their estimates, and so better than expected earnings and revenue for CHGG. That's why it's gapping up some. Hold on, guys. I gotta go mute my son's iPad. I can hear it playing in the background. And I'm gonna go throw myself some more coffee under the mix, and so I'm gonna go get myself some more coffee. I'll be right back. Oh, I've been talking to myself for the last 5 minutes, guys. Good to know. Good to know. So what I said with CLD is that I'd be watching for it for a break over the 68-cent pre-market high. If it breaks the 68-cent pre-market high, I would look for it to test that 75-cent level up here. That 75-cent level. You can see I drew the line there at 75 cents. If it breaks 75 cents, it could get up to $1. And with these cheaper penny stocks, you know, the whole dollar of one, a lot of the time is going to be the biggest support and resistance level. And so it may get rejected at one, but that's what I would look for. Break over the pre-market high, see what it does at that 75-cent support or resistance area, and then to see if it has a lot of momentum and a lot of volume, see if it can test $1 ultimately. With CHGG, it has some support at $38, so if it breaks under there, it might fill some of the gap, and I guess I'm a little bit more short biased with CHGG, but also if it breaks the top here at pre-market high at 38.90 and 39, it could start to run, especially if it holds support at those levels, and so I'd watch that as well. Sorry, I've been talking to myself for the last 5 minutes. Yeah. Yeah, I'll be right back, guys. All right, I'm back. All right, guys. But yeah, Mitch is moving to Colorado. I'm a little jealous of him, by the way. I'd love to move to Colorado. But yeah, he's making that drive. I think either today or tomorrow. What's up, Enduro? Yeah, COTY does look interesting for sure. With COTY here, kind of the same thing. I mean, it has this big gap up here. Gonna look for it to fill some of it on the way down. See if it comes back down and fills some of this gap is what I'm really looking for. With that said, I mean, I'm also gonna keep an eye on AMD, the cannabis place, CGC, Cron, ACB, you know, the cannabis play, see what they do. ACB probably a little bit closer than some of these other ones. CASM. CASM getting bought out, an acquisition for 2.45 a share at 100 million shares. It's a big deal. But yeah, an acquisition on this one. We'll see where it goes. It might not move much, but it could. Right, exactly. I'm right there with you, 2A. Exactly what I was just thinking. I mean, a lot of times they don't move much. The gap up is just from the buyout. You know, the way you can always tell an acquisition is, again, it's kind of it's a big gap up with no volume in between, and then just a flat line on the side. But yeah, the overall market is up. So we'll see where the market goes, but the SPY is up. Honestly, I'm happy for the market. I mean, the SPY is essentially rebounded from these big drop down to 233. And so the SPY is effectively rebounded, which is good. You know, it's back up to it's back up to 2018 levels, which is good for the overall market, but we'll see what we get. ELLI gapping up some. I think the volume's pretty low for this one as well. Maybe an acquisition too is what it kind of looks like. But yeah, PYX definitely looks interesting. Yeah, ACB drop. Worse than expected results, right? This was good revenue, bad. What was it? It was either good revenue, bad earnings, or good earnings, bad revenue. AMRS. Yeah, AMRS is gapping up some as well. It's probably just rebounding some unless there was a news release that I didn't see because it had a huge drop yesterday. 2-way, isn't AMRS another cannabis stock? I can't remember. I feel like it is, but I can't remember exactly if it is or not. But yeah, AMRS gapping up from 501 to 520, about 19 cents. PTI. PTI looks interesting as well. Big move yesterday. It's technically gapping up about 4 cents, but a big move yesterday. So, you know, watching that one too. What's up, Isaac? Good morning, man. You're back, huh, bro? You're back, man. Brady is gone. Isaac has returned. You know. SPI. SPI, kind of the same thing. Big day yesterday, dropping some now. Yeah, WORX looks alright as well. It needs a little bit more volume, though. Okay, so it's not a cannabis stock. Alright. Can Cody fill the gap up if it breaks and holds higher than 962? I mean, 962 is right around the closing price. And so if it gets down to 962, it has already filled the gap. If it gets down to 966, yesterday's closing price was 966. So if it gets down to 966, it's effectively filled the gap. But I don't have, you never really know. It's just kind of one of those things where I'm going to be watching it to see if it does pull back some and fill the gap, but it could easily run, if it's going to go long, a lot of times it's going to push up and hold this previous pre-market high as support. Like it's going to break 1150s and then try to hold that area as support and then continue moving up to test 12 up here is what it's going to do a lot of the time. If it breaks under that major support at 1125 and 11, then it looks a little bit weaker and it could drop down to 1050.10 or the previous day's closing price at 962. We're just gonna have to wait and see. YRIV volume starting to rise at 109. Yeah, it looks interesting. It's been dropping the last week, and so it rebounded some right before the close yesterday. It looks all right. It's at 109, gapping up from 94. Just see if it holds support at $1 is what I would look for. On the yearly chart for COTY, there's a gap to fill. All right, let's look. You mean the daily chart, I'm assuming, right? $11.6, $11.7. Oh yeah, it's already filled that gap though. Yeah, I mean it's gapping up now. It's already up here right now. It's up where these lines are, so it's already filled that gap. That's actually what it filled just now, so it's a little too late for that move, I think. Hey John, do I think ACB will go to 650? It's definitely possible. Have no idea, but it's definitely possible. Really, I just kind of look at the daily chart, right? It's down here to 670s. So it's down here right now. It could very easily fill the gap. Or not fill the gap. It could very easily, well, it could fill the gap on the upside. It's been pulling back some for the last 4 days or so. And so it's been good for fades. The cannabis market overall has been good for fades because you could look, it's been in a downward trend the last 4 days or so. It had one green day in the middle, but aside from that, it's been heading down some. So, yeah, we'll just see if it holds support now. It's actually down to 670s. So it's all the way down here. So it's looking pretty weak. But, since it's down so much in the last 4 days, it may be a little bit risky to short just because it's already down a lot. Now, obviously, nothing's 100% in trading. It can very easily push back up, but that's just kind of what I see with it, with ACB. Depends on what the overall cannabis market does, too. All the cannabis stocks basically follow each other. When one of them has good news, a lot of the other ones are going to push up off of sympathy. And so, it all depends. And with that said, I'm going to be watching Cron, CGC, APHA, NBEV, all the other cannabis stocks too. But yeah, SPY's up. We'll see what that one brings us to. But man, ACB does keep dropping now. It's down to 670 now. Yeah, with AMD, I just got to figure out what I want to do with it, right? Like the opening range breakout, it was okay, but days like yesterday where it never really breaks, it never really goes anywhere, right? Like it broke the range, it never really stopped me out. It would have never really stopped me out with that 1-to-1 target. And so it's just kind of like, well, what do I do on days like this, It's tough. And so I got to figure out another way to approach it. I don't want to hold it through pre-market, but, if AMD and the SPY are kind of sideways, what did the SPY do yesterday? Then I got to be a little bit more careful with it. Yeah, when the SPY is kind of sideways, down but sideways at the same time, then it's just kind of tough overall. You can see what NVIDIA did. Sideways too, so weird day for the microchip sector. Yeah, I got in on the fade on AMD. The fade worked really nicely yesterday. Here's my risk up here at 23.15. Somebody asked me how I got that risk. The reason I got that risk is looking over in pre-market. Like if I extend this to the left, you can see it confirms it here. confirms it all the previous day. And so I'm just looking for confirmation at that 23.15 level. Here's a big confirmation in it on the 7th. And so I saw a lot of confirmation in that 23.15 level, and that's ultimately why I used it. If that makes sense to everybody. All right, guys, we got 5 minutes. 5 minutes. I'm going to start getting everything ready, pull down these scanners, put up my intraday scanners, and start to get everything ready. So give me 1 second. Let's do it. I hope everyone has a good market day. I don't think Mitch is going to be here today. I'll send him a thing just in case. All right, let's get ready. Feeling definitely better. I was happy with my trading yesterday. I was a little bit hungover because yesterday was my birthday, and so feeling a lot better today. There we go. That should be good. All right, how does that look? That should be good, right? Yep. All right. All right, guys, we got 3 minutes. 3 minutes. Let's do it. What's up, Nick? What's up, man? You don't like COTY? Yeah, I mean, it looks good. A lot of volume. What was the news on this one? I appreciate it, James. Yeah, man. I'm getting old, bro. I'm getting old, man. Let me see if I can find two-way on COTY. TBLT. Oh yeah, JAB planned to boost their stake 150 million shares at 1165. The float's 127 million for COTY, which isn't huge, but it's not small either. And so it's right around the middle for COTY. It's not a huge float, it's not a small float, it's right around the middle. But with that said, decent gap, so we'll watch it. But volume could get kind of shady there, so SHOP. Yeah, Shopify down significantly. It's down from 173 to 17, or 173.17 to 164.20. WORX. Yeah, a lot of movement for both of those two-way. All right, guys, we got 1 minute. Let's do it. All right, guys, we got 30 seconds. If it gets that high. If Cody gets up there, I don't know if it's going to get up there. I mean, it's at 11:30 now. It just depends, right? I'm definitely watching it around this 11:58 level. I'm definitely watching it there. But here comes the bell. Good luck, guys. Let's do it. There's the bell. All right, we got ACB dropping, COTY dropping a little bit, Cron dropping, AMD pushing up. The SPY's up a little bit. CASM popping up on my scanner. CASM. Cannabis stocks rebounding some. Cron spiking, CGC spiking, ACB spiking. So like I said, ACB being down as much as it was, I was a little bit more long biased. We'll see if it holds these gains now. I think ACB has a big level at this 680 level. So right here, whether it's going to hold support right here or not, I think that's a big level. Hey, appreciate the sub, Joe and Ann and JIK. Thanks, brothers. Appreciate it. Appreciate the subs. Oh, WORX got halted. All right, so WORX halted. Wow, look at that spike on WRX. Huge spike. It's up to 876 halted on the way up. So WORX, big halted move. We'll see if anybody knows how long the halt's going to be, whether it's going to be 5, 10, or 15 minutes, let me know. Because that's definitely one to watch, WORX. ACB dropping down. It might break these lows here, so maybe being weak here. The low of the day right now is at 666 or 667. And so if it breaks under that, it might get interesting for ACB if it continues to drop here. SPY is kind of choppy. I think a lot of these are following the SPY. Like for instance, if you look at ACB and the SPY, almost identical looking moves right now. Very, very similar. So watching those. AMD's down some again. Doesn't look like a terrible fade here for AMD. Just want to wait a little bit longer. Still a little bit early, I think, for it. Hey, that should work out for you, Connor. It should, but who knows, man. It's a 10-minute halt. Appreciate it, two-way. YRIV. Yeah, YRIV pushing up some as well. It's at 116 now. Nice move. Should get some volume here too, since it's a cheaper stock. All right, so the cannabis stocks are rebounding from that initial drop up to 690 on ACB. CLD was another penny stock we were talking about. CLD spiking up here. Like I said, this level right here, the 68-cent level, is going to be the interesting one for CLD, I think. SPY, very, very choppy today. So just be careful, guys. Very choppy. CGC, no. I mean, it's not a pattern right now for me. It could break the highs here. That might be a pattern, but it's not a fade or a VWAP bounce yet. So I'm just going to watch it. Oh, yeah, PYX. I forgot about PYX. Somebody let me know when WORX resumes. But PYX is rebounding some. I'm kind of glad I didn't see it because it looked like a fade, but it actually broke through and failed. But I'm glad I didn't see it earlier because PYX did look like a fade. Yeah, PYX might get interesting if it breaks these highs here. You know, if it breaks these highs, it's moving back up. Looks like a 1 minute washout long. So, interesting level for PYX. I don't know if I like it, though, at 1940. I'd rather see it break 1950 and hold right there before I really start getting long in it. I appreciate the sub, David. Welcome, brother. Appreciate it, man. Welcome to the stream. I've always wanted a WRX, Milan. I've always wanted one, man. One of the faster stock cars you can buy. All right, so there's the break on PYX over that 1950 level. That's the level I was watching for it. So we'll see if it holds 1950 now. It's got a lot of volume, kind of a nasty spread on it, though. It's about a 20-cent spread for PYX, and so a little bit less ideal than I would like. But yeah, this is exactly what I was talking about with CLD. And sometimes I wish I could trade these penny stocks more because, you know, these type of moves are fairly predictable, right? Like this 68-cent level was the level I said I was watching, and look where it went up, exactly to 68 cents. And so, you know, watching it to see if it breaks 68 and holds that level of support and then continues the move up. PYX couldn't hold over 1950s. SPY heading up, though. The SPY is pushing up, and so that should kind of drag everything else up a certain extent. So we can look at ACB now. Hey, Killer, man. Hey, man. Listen, and right around the open, within the first 20 minutes after the bell, I'm not going to be able to talk that much, man, so calm down, bro. But yeah, exactly what I said with CLD. Went right up to that 68-cent pre-market high and then got rejected. Kind of wish I could trade these penny stocks sometimes. I appreciate all the new subs, Sonny, Lucas. Thanks, guys. Appreciate it. Welcome. AMRN looked like a good fade. Low volume, though. Very low volume for AMRN. Cannabis stocks moving up. SPY pushing up. So we should get some upward volume, I would think. What did COTY end up doing? Yeah, COTY filling the gap. The big level, though, it's still a little early to tell. But I think the big level is going to be 11 right here. If it breaks under 11 and then holds that area as resistance and make it interesting. Whoa, yeah, AMD really getting hit here. Looked like a beautiful rejection there, too, for AMD. But CGC, the rest of the cannabis plays are moving up some. But look at the SPY. SPY's heading up very nicely. So big level here is this right here. Pre-market high. We'll see if it holds over that. It's got an upwick, so some selling pressure right around there. But we'll see if the SPY holds over this. All right, so here's CLD testing that same level I talked about, 68. It's trying to push up. Looks good now. Just broke. ACB really skyrocketing. And like I said, I was a little bit more long biased with it today just because it was down so much in the last 4 days. But filling the gap. It's effectively filled the gap right around 7.18 or so. In about 10 cents, ACB's filled the gap. Haven't seen anything I really like quite yet. Still just kind of looking at some moves here. Watching COTY, see if it looks weak. AMD, some of the other ones, looking at those. If AMD can get up to 23.40, it doesn't look terrible. Risk level of 23.50, so about 10 cents. The only problem is that my reward level's down. I mean, it's not too bad. It's almost 2-to-1 for AMD. But the SPY's pushing up, and so I don't know how much I want to short AMD if the SPY's running up big like it is. COTY still dropping. VKTX broke the high of the day. So cannabis plays running. Cannabis stocks are all running up. COTY failing. SPY is up. Like I said, gonna watch AMD, see if it gets up to 23.40. Looking at AMD here. Looking at AMD, if it gets up to here, 23.40 here, I could set a risk of 23.50 here, so 10 cents, right? My reward level can be from 23.40 down to 23.22, so almost 2-to-1, not quite, but almost. It all really depends on what the SPY does, though. If the SPY continues to head up, I got to be a little bit more careful with it. All right, I want a little bit bigger bounce on AMD. See if I can get up there and get my entry with it for a fade. There's 37s. Almost. Never quite got up there. Kind of bummed out about it, but still got a little bit of time. Back up to 35. 36. 37s. 38s, 39s. All right, I'm going to go ahead and get in AMD there with 200 shares. Like I said, risk is at about 23.50. I can let it test that level, but if it breaks, I got to get out. Reward level down at the previous low of the day at 23.22 or so. Not quite 2 to 1, but it's still positive risk reward. Definitely not the squeeze I wanted to see, but still got a little bit of room. Yeah, COTY dropping down there, man. Look at COTY go. It might break 11 here. All right, this is where I got to be careful with AMD. But yeah, COTY looking weak. Like I said, man, that's the gap I would look to fill. For COTY. All right, AMD pulling back a little bit. The good thing is that it's such a tight risk relative to my reward that regardless, even if I get stopped out, it would still be profitable in the long run trading this. Like, this is my risk. This is my reward. So a bigger reward than my risk for sure. But looking a little strong here. All right, this is the squeeze I got to look. Like I said, I can let it test 23.50, but if it breaks significantly, I just got to get out. Rest of the cannabis plays are moving back some. All right, there's a nice drop on AMD. All right, there's 40, so it's right around break even now for AMD. 38's looking good, exactly break even. I accidentally stopped the stream, guys. I think it's going to keep going, but I accidentally stopped it. Hopefully it doesn't stop the stream. Let me know if the stream's still going, because I accidentally hit the stop stream button. All right, SPY continues to move up. Not the best for me in this trade. It's still going. All right, cool. All right, well, the good news with this, even though this pullback isn't holding as much as I want it to, is that it has some more resistance above it now. It's got a little bit more resistance here now, so hopefully that level holds. SPY still looking strong, though, and pushing up. All right, so COTY did break under 11. That's the big level I was watching. Looking pretty weak. Never really gave me an entry or a pattern that I trade on it, but still looking weak for COTY. May fill some more of the gap now that it broke. All right, AMD spike it up. Like I said, now I want to see this level at 23.47 hold at the very least 23.50. Hopefully we get a pullback in the SPY to accompany it, but that's a big if. What's up, John O? Try refreshing it, guys. I had to refresh mine. Yeah, sorry, I accidentally hit the stop stream button. So, sorry guys. Yeah, try refreshing it. All right, AMD testing that high. Like I said, it built some resistance there. Nice little confirmation in that level, though. Yeah, let me know if refreshing it worked. No, it was because I stopped it and then restarted it. That's what happened. Yeah, it should start back up. All right, but that was a beautiful confirmation in that level that I mentioned earlier at 23.47. And so it did get rejected there. A little bit of a double top on the 1 minute. Okay. Yeah, as long as it's still working. Yeah, sorry. I accidentally hit stop streaming. I was trying to record this in case I wanted to upload a trade later, but I accidentally hit the stop stream button. I quickly clicked it back, but maybe it may have stopped the stream for a minute. All right, here's the push on AMD. Like I said, 2350's last level. I'm going to let it test. COTY did bounce back over 11. Yeah, VKTX did get up there. VKTX, sorry, I can't talk, is running up a little bit. It's pulling back now. It's at 904, but it ran some today. And so, like I said, this new level held. The good thing about that pullback is that this new resistance at 2347 is there. And so, want to see it hold that level. and then wash out preferably, but we'll give it some time. There we go. Some more confirmation in that level of 23.47. Here we go. Another test. Nice break. Under 23.47. Under 23.40, I mean. Let's see if we get a washout here under 23.35 and a pull back down to test the lows. Exactly what I wanted to see here, so it looks good. Down to 34s. Looking a little bit weaker now, 33s. We'll take some profits at the low of the day at 22. And just let the rest work. This is what I'm planning on doing here. But it looks weak. I don't like this down wick though. This down wick does mean some buying pressure, which if I'm short is not the best thing. But just want to see it hold under the VWAP now. All right, there's a drop back down to 23.32s. Like I said, I want to take profits at this low of the day at 22, so it's got to drop about 10 more cents before I take profit, or really want to take profit. So we'll give it some time, let it test these levels here. Did AMD just halt, or is my internet going out here? Okay. I was about to panic. No plugging other streams. All right, AMD's about so exactly break even right now. Like I said, I want to see it hold under the VWAP in 23.40 specifically, and then continue to get weak and test these lows. But it's choppy right now, but it doesn't look terrible. That 23.47 area did confirm multiple times, and so I think that's a reasonable area to look at now. But hopefully we don't have to look at it. Hopefully it never gets back up there. This is massive volume, low float. This one's action heating up, so basically like volume of stocks. This second one is massive volume and low float. The third one is high of the day, and the fourth one right here is breaking out on volume. I do want to put breaking out on volume a little bit more here too. All right, so AMD spiking back up. Like I said, the big level here is this 23.47 level. We'll see if it holds. Hopefully we won't have to get to that, but it does have some resistance there, so we can let it work. SAEX. But yeah, obviously not looking as good for AMD now. But we still have this level up here in 2350, so it was a good risk-reward trade regardless of what happens. But hopefully it still looks weak and continues to wash. Back down to 39s. Yeah, SAEX just has a little bit low volume for me, at least, to really want to trade it. All right, so this is better for AMD. Building some more resistance above it now with that top. So now we have this and we have this. Yeah, appreciate it, Sunil. Thanks, bro. All right, COTY pulling back some here. We'll see what it does at 11 now for COTY. That's the big level I'm kind of looking at. PYX. Nice range play. Yeah, it does have a very obvious range there for PYX. Back down to 38s for AMD. We'll see if it holds now. 37s. 36. Not looking bad. 35s. All right, like I said, the goal for AMD at least is to take my first profit at this previous low of the day at 22. It's down to 32, so we needed to drop 10 more cents. But it looks weak. It's got this level here at 23.30. And so that's the level to watch. If it bounces, it's probably going to bounce here. And so let's hope for a break. There's 31s. What did ACB end up doing? There's 29s. Looks good. $29s. Let's see it get down to that previous low of the day. If it gets down to 25, I'll probably take it. So it's close. But like I said, if it bounces, it's probably going to bounce at 23.30. Yeah, ACB ended up filling the gap. Some almost filled the entire gap. Not quite, but filled most of it. All right, down to 33 for AMD. Gonna let it work a little bit here, see if it gets down here to test the lows. Like I said, it's got to drop about 10 more cents for me to really be interested in taking profits. And COTY did end up dropping back under 11. Cron. Let me look, Scott. Oh, man, I hope I didn't break my phone just now. Sounds like I did. No, I didn't. Good. My phone did not break. But the SPY's pushing up, which is actually worse for my AMD trade. The SPY's pushing up, may break the highs of the day. But COTY looking weak still. For Cron, let me see. Yeah, that's a VWAP bounce there for Cron at 43, for sure. Definitely a bounce there. Pretty bounce too. Kind of bummed out I missed it. It had a tight risk though. You could have used that 1925 level as your risk. So pretty tight relative to everything for Kron. Yeah, now for COTY, it's just about whether it holds resistance at 11. You know, it's tested that level numerous times. It's the whole dollar, so we want to see it hold resistance at 11 now for Kron. But yeah, so you see AMD spiking. Like I said, the SPY is pushing up. The SPY just broke the high of the day. So you can see the SPY breaking the high of the day, and this is going to be bad for my AMD trade. Because when the SPY is super strong, a lot of the times these other stocks are going to follow. Nice, Matt. Congrats, brother. Congrats, man. Yeah, the opening range breakout looked good on ACB today, man. So, nice trade, brother. Good work. But yeah, it's just about how much the SPY is going to push up here. Still got some resistance above, so I'm all right at this point. But obviously looking worse for AMD. Yeah, it lags a little bit, TJ. The level 2 specifically is where it lags. So at this point, I'm watching AMD and the SPY pretty close. SPY pulling back. Maybe it'll drag AMD down some. Maybe not. Yeah, mine does for sure sometimes, TJ. Mine definitely does. Specifically, the level 2 is what lags the most, I think, on Thinkorswim. But thus far, AMD's just kind of in a range. All right, here's the break on AMD. Obviously not really what I wanted to see. We'll see if that 47 level holds, and I'll stick to that 50 risk. Yeah, I mean, you can also change it to where you're not getting exactly real-time quotes. You can set your quotes on level 2 to be delayed 30 seconds. That usually helps a little bit. Or delayed like 1 or 2 seconds. That usually helps mine if it's lagging. You just go to setup at the top right, application settings, quote settings, I believe is what it is. All right, SPY pushing up. Not great for AMD. We'll see what happens here. All right, it's back down to 40 on AMD. We'll see if it breaks under here. There's a break. $37's looking a little bit better. 36. Like I said, sticking to that 22 exit is what I want. But right now I'm right in the middle of the range on AMD, so just gotta kind of let it test the range, see which way it's gonna break. Also, while I'm here, if anybody's interested in actually using the broker that Mitch and I use on a daily basis, you can go check out TradeNet. You can get 10% off TradeNet packages by going through my link, and so I'll post that link now. So yeah, if anybody wants to go use the broker that Mitch and I use and get 10% off, you can go through my link. I'll post it here if anybody wants to help support the channel. We make a commission from it. It's one of the ways we keep the stream free. And so if you're interested in checking that out, I just posted the link in the chat if you're interested in using the broker that Mitch and I use. All right, AMD down to 36. It's got a break here. The good news is that my entry was decent enough to where I don't really have to worry too much about it. If I have a losing trade, it'll be like 20 or 30 bucks, and so a small loss. And so I can just let it work in the range right now, see if it breaks to the low. If not, get out fairly small. ACB still running here, effectively filled the gap now. So ACB has filled the gap here. You can see the gap fill right here. Let me see if I can draw it. Here's the gap fill. If you can all see that, filled the gap. So ACB did fill the gap on the upside. Like I said, I was a little bit more bullish with it today since it's had a bunch of red days in a row. AMD's actually following the SPY a little bit now. Not fully, but the little swings in the SPY are affecting it, I think. Hey, appreciate the sub, Tom. Welcome, brother. Appreciate it. Thanks for the subscribe, man. All right, down to 36 on AMD. Still early, but we'll see if it holds under this level. Down to 35. Down to 34s. So yeah, at this point, I just need to let it play in the range. I've got good risk reward, so just holding it to my reward target. There's 34s again. SPY pushing up, testing the highs, which is going to be bad for this strategy. So we'll give it a little bit of time still. Still creeping around these lows. I want to see it break 23.30 for AMD. 23.30. But like I said, if you want to use the broker that Mitch and I use, you can check out TradeNet. They're the broker that we use. You can get 10% off TradeNet packages, so it's actually cheaper than you get on their site. So if you're interested in checking that out, just posted the link if you want to use the broker that Mitch and I use. Somebody key the Jeopardy music, though, for AMD. I mean, the 10% discount, Segura is good for indefinitely. I mean, I always have the 10% discount. Like I said, it's cheaper than you get on their site. On their site, the intro package is going to be $500, but going through my link, you get 10% off, so you get it for $450, and it's indefinite, so there's no rush for it if you're thinking about using it. I'll always have the 10% off link from what I know. All right, so there's 33s, looking a little bit better. We'll see if it breaks under 23.30, but at this point, it's just in the middle of the range. Yeah, no stress, Segura. No worries, bro. All right, there's 33s. Like I said, we need a break under 30. It's got a lot of support there. It looks good, but we need a break under 30. It's kind of in the range right now, and we want to see it break that range in between really 23.47 and 23.30. So about that 17-cent range in between those two highs and lows. And so we want to see it break on the downside of that range under 23.30 and then test these lows of the day so I can take profits is what we want to see. There's 30. All right, here's the test. If it's going to bounce, like I said before, it's going to bounce right here. But we got down to 23.30. We'll see if it holds that area as resistance, if it can break. But again, there's the bounce right at 23.30 again. So we can let it test, but we want to see a break for sure. Yeah, see, there's the bounce right at 23.30. It's got to break under 23.30 and then hold that level as resistance. Like, that's the kind of evolution in that trade. We want to see it break under 23.30, break out of that range, hold it as resistance, and then move down to test the lows of the day at 22. Yeah, I do this every morning, Anthony. Every weekday morning. Every day the market's open. All right, so here's the test again. Like I said, if it's going to bounce right here. And so we want to see it break, obviously, and then hold as resistance. If it can get down to 25, I'll probably take profits, but we're going to give it a little bit of time to test and work. All right, SPY pulling back. That should be good for me. All right, there's the break. Let's see if that area finally holds its resistance now. It's down to 29. Right back up to 30. So we gotta see it hold as resistance and break under it and hold. There's 29s, 28s. 27s. All right, the break is good, but now we want to see that 23.30 level hold as resistance now. And so we want to see it hold. Watching the level too close, so if it gets down to 23.25, I'll take some off. I tried to get it. I took half off. I tried to get it when it bounced down to 23.26 quick enough, just because it may bounce right here as well. But I'll take it so far. So it took a little bit of profits there. Going to let the rest work. Ideally looking for the low of the day break. Like I said, it just bounced a little bit too quick for me to take profits where I really wanted it to. But it's all right. It was close enough. Hey, what's up, Jerkville? Hey, man. What's up, brother? Hey, Jerkville, man. Hey, if y'all want to see some funny videos, go check out Jerkville's channel. Let me find it. But yeah, that dude's got some funny videos, man. So go check out Jerkville. I actually like his videos. Hold on. Let me find your channel, bro. I'll plug you. There you go. Hey, y'all go subscribe to this channel. I'm going to post the link. Y'all go subscribe to this channel. Funny videos, really creative way to make videos. So go check it out. It's a comedy channel. Go check out that video I just posted. I'll consider it a favor if you subscribe to that link I just posted. So go check it out. But yeah, how about those fights this weekend, man? I was bummed out, man. Whitaker getting hurt the day of the fight. It was terrible. But yeah, like I said, I want to see that 23-30 level hold his resistance. And remember I said if it's going to bounce, it could bounce at 23-25. There's the bounce I was talking about. So I'm glad I took profits when I did. That's the whole point of it, was to take profits before this bounce. Cool. Appreciate it, Cast. Yeah, Jono. The reason I could plug, it's good to be king over here, man. But yeah, no, they're funny for sure. Like, go check out Jerkville's channel, man. They're super funny. Really funny. All right, but yeah, this is the bounce I was talking about. This is the bounce that I was anticipating, and so glad I took a little bit of profits. At this point, no matter what, I can get out for at least break even, so just to protect my account a little bit. All right, but like I said, I took profits right before this bounce. This is the bounce I was anticipating at 23.25. And so at this point, no matter what, it's at least going to be a break-even trade. Ideally, of course, I'd like to see it AMD move down and test the lows of the day. But if it doesn't do that, I've protected myself enough by taking profits where I did. And that's the goal. It's just to protect myself from any potential losses and try to, get a bigger gain out of it. If it doesn't work and if it never breaks those lows, then that's okay. I can get out for break even. But if it does break the lows, it'll be a bigger winner, and that's ultimately, obviously, what I'm looking for with it. Uh, 23.40, but I've already taken profits a little bit. I really want to get up to bigger share size. It's something I just got to get used to with the fade. Because as you can see, I trade the fades pretty well. Not to like toot my own horn, but I trade the fades pretty well. It's just about, I just need to scale up a little bit and take advantage of it a little bit more. Like I said, though, it's kind of my birthday week. I was a little hungover yesterday. Didn't really want to go crazy with sizing yesterday, so... ACB, yeah, ACB filled the gap nicely here, and so like the previous day's closing price is right around 720, and so you can see it moved down to 720 and held that area support. That's usually what you want to see for a healthy long play, is that previous resistance turn into support. And so with ACB, it looks strong. If you look at the daily chart with ACB, it had a bunch of red days in a row. 1, 2, 3, 4, almost 5 red days in a row. So like if you caught the stream earlier, that's why I said I was a little bit more long biased with ACB, just because the cannabis plays have had a pretty rough week the last 5 days or so. Killer, you got to chill out with the emojis, brother. You got to chill out with the emojis, man. Yeah, man. Appreciate the sub, Sin. Welcome, brother. Appreciate it. Yeah, I kind of agree too, James. Yeah, killer, man. Listen, this is a day trading stream, bro. Like, I don't mind some chit chat, man, but you got to chill out a little bit. You can't post like five messages in 30 seconds. That's just too much, man. You're crowding up the stream. So you got to chill out a little bit, man. This is the last warning too, man. I like having you here, little man, but you can't spam stuff in the stream, bro. Nice, Matt. Hey, congrats. Nice work today, dude. Nice trades. Good job. All right, so that 2330 level is still significant here. It's at 2332. We'll see what it does here. But that level is significant. Man, look at VKTX drop. That one dropped crazy. Look at VKTX, man. That one major drop. Look at this. Right down to the $0.50. Look at this drop for VKTX. Huge drop under the whole dollar. Yeah, I got you, Nick. Here, I'll post you a video, man. Hold on. Let me see. I'll find it. I got a few videos on it. It works, man. Like I said, if today turned out profitable, the last 4 or 5 trading days, I've only had one red day trading the fade. So the fade's been working fairly well, honestly. That's kind of one of the reasons I kind of took a step back from the opening range breakout, is because I saw the VWAP fade starting to really work in this market. And so here, I'll post the video for you. Here you go, Nick. Go check out this video, man. What's up, Tiny? Good morning. I know, isn't it funny, John O? That's what I said, man. I saw him. Like, I love MMA, right? MMA is one of my favorite sports, right? And so, like, I was on a forum, and the dude posted a video, and he's like, go check out my YouTube channel. And I watched it, and it's funny stuff, man. It's super funny stuff. And so I told him if he comes by here, I'll give him a little plug. But, yeah, go check it out, man. That Jerkville stuff's funny, man. And I'm not even into Fortnite. I've never played Fortnite, but just the video itself is funny. Yeah, I'm in Texas, so it's not snowing here, obviously, but it's cold. It's not actually cold. It's like 70 degrees, which is probably warm to everybody else. PTI, WORX, pushing. Yeah, man, WRX got hit after that big push. ACB, 750. I like 740 a little bit better than 750, but 750 doesn't look terrible either. I'm in like North Houston. I'm in like the suburbs north of Houston. All right, so I'm in AMD. I've took profits at a reasonable enough spot to where no matter what, I mean, I'm safe in the trade, but obviously I want to see it drop, but we'll give it some time. I can get out for roughly break even now. I think he's moving today, Jono. I think he's moving today. But I'm not 100% sure. I think he's driving there today. Driving to Colorado. Who knows how long I'll be holding this AMD trade. I know, right? Like Jason, it's funny, man. I'm serious. It's funny. All right, Jerkville, have a good one, man. Yeah, y'all go check out Jerkville's channel. It's actually funny stuff. It really is funny stuff. And I don't even like Fortnite, but like it's funny stuff. I'll give him that. I'm vaping an electric cigarette. WT. It's an electric cigarette. Somebody asked why I use market orders on TEFs specifically, like on TradeNet and TEFs. Limit orders don't get hit the best, right? Limit orders don't get hit the best, and so I use market orders on TEFs specifically. But I wouldn't really suggest using them on a conventional broker. Market orders are always a little sketchy, but on TEFs the fills are just so much better with market orders that I just kind of stick with market orders on TEFs. But like I said, I wouldn't really recommend using that on like a conventional broker or anything. Yeah, just so far, Netron. I took profits once and it kind of rebounded some, so I'm glad I took profits where I did because now I can get out for break even if it does pull back. But I'm just going to hold it, let it work a little bit. That's the good thing about taking profits where I did is that even if it rebounds up to, over my entry, I can still get out break even. New to the stream. Do I appreciate the subs, Eric, Steve? Thanks, guys. Appreciate it. Somebody asked, do I trade options? I mean, not as much as I trade stocks. Mostly stocks. I trade some options on Robinhood, but I'm not the best at options. I'll say that. I'm still learning options at least. All right, we're down to 31 on AMD. Let's see if it holds under that 230 level, which is what I want to see ultimately. There's the drop. So we want to see it hold under 2330 now. It just broke under it. We want to see that area hold as resistance now and really break 25 and ideally the low of the day. And so I'll give it some time, but that's what we want to see with it now. There's 28, looking a little bit better. All right, we want to see that 2330 level hold. This is what I was worried about is the bounce back. Big down wick too, which means some buying pressure, so it could bounce back here. But like I said, I took profits at a good enough spot to where if it bounces back, it's all right. Obviously, it's not what I want to see, but I can get out for break even at the very least. An interesting thing, though, is like, even if you don't think the stock is following the SPY, look at the SPY here. SPY had a drop and then a quick pullback with a big down wick. AMD had a drop with a big pullback with a big down wick. So same type of thing. So even if you don't think they're following the SPY, usually they're following it at least a small amount. So like if the SPY drops, a lot of times it's going to pull these other stocks down, especially a stock like AMD. No, I'm short, Jason. It's a VWAP fade. I got in, 30 minutes ago. I'm just still holding it. All right, there's 29s. Like I said, we want to see that 2330 level really hold as resistance on it. Yeah, WRX bouncing back a little bit here. Yeah, for sure. I mean, it's a strategy. I posted the link to the video, but yeah, it's a strategy, honest. Exactly, Nick. Yeah, for sure, man. You got to stop demanding stuff, killer. If I'm especially if I'm in the middle of a trade and I'm trying to focus on other stuff. What if you can't afford training? Can you just follow along paper trading until you get it with a small account like me? Yeah, I mean that's really what you probably should do. Trading's extremely tough, and a lot of times these gurus and stuff like that are like advertising like get rich quick. You can get rich quick in trading. You can make a lot of money fast and pay off your mortgage and make $1 million in a few weeks, and that's just not realistic. For most people, it takes years of learning how to trade before they can actually be profitable. And so you don't want to get caught in the pitch of the gurus, right? Which is like, you can get rich quick. You can make $1 million in a month if you buy my $7,000 course. And like, that's just ridiculous. Like, most people are not going to be like that. Of course, there's outliers, and it's possible, just like winning the lottery is possible, but it's highly unlikely. And so like the best thing to do if you're a new trader is just to paper trade, take it slow, back test your strategies, learn as much as you can before you use real money. Right, exactly, Connor. Buy my $7,000 course. It'll teach you to get rich quick. But trading's not a get rich quick scheme at all. And that's what they advertise it as, like a get rich quick scheme. It's not. It's like earning a college degree, and it takes years. It's not something that you can just. It's not something that you can just pick up, instantly and be profitable. It takes years, most of the time. Yeah, listen, man. Like the gurus, like here's the thing, like right, like I try to be fair. Like the gurus actually have good content, especially their free content. Like a lot of the strategies they teach work, and a lot of the content is good. But is it worth $7,000 to pay for their course, or however 4,000, 3,000? Is it worth that? I mean, it's all subjective, but I wouldn't pay it. I'll put it that way. And I'm not saying they don't know how to trade. I'm not saying they're bad traders. I'm just saying that you can learn most of what they teach online for free. And the best learning method in the market is honestly just experience. So paper trade, try to build up a track record paper trading, and then, slowly transition to live money with small size. I don't know how much it is two-way. I don't know how much it is, to be honest. I know some are more than others. Some are like 3,000, some are 5,000. But regardless of any of it, like I said, you can learn most of it for free online, without paying a penny. Which is probably why this channel gets some hate sometimes, is because we give people what we stream for free, you know. Ah, man, I bumped my knee. I'm sure everybody heard that. That hurt, man. No, SMB Capital is super legit, Nick. I'll even say that. SMB Capital is super legit. The reason I like SMB Capital is because they actually teach you risk reward. You know, a lot of the other gurus, they're going to teach you like $1,000,000 strategy, but you can find any strategy for free, right? But what SMB Capital does that is super relevant in trading is risk reward. They actually teach risk reward. So I do give SMB Capital props for that because most of them don't. What's up, Stevie O? Yeah, man. Yeah, man, for sure. Internet small, Stevie O, for sure, man. But yeah, we talk MMA on here sometimes, man. What did y'all think? Did anybody watch the Anderson versus Israel fight? I thought Anderson looked good, man. He definitely won that second round. I don't know what the judge that scored it 30-27 was thinking, but he definitely won that second round. Wait, Jason, Warrior turned you onto this channel? Yeah, it's all relative for sure, Cass. Definitely, man. Yeah, man. I mean, Silva looked good in the third round. I thought Silva needed, like, here's the thing, right? People are hating on Israel for taking it careful and being safe with it. But, like, what you got to understand is that Anderson's a counter striker. Like, nobody wants to run in on Anderson because Anderson waits for you to run in, kind of like Machida, but a little bit more aggressive than Machida. But, like, Anderson's a counter striker, right? So, like, you don't want to run in and go crazy with Anderson because that's how people get knocked out, right? And so Israel played it safe, which I definitely understand. Some people are hating, saying the fight wasn't exciting. I liked the fight. I thought the card overall was not worth the money, but the Anderson Israel fight was good, and the other fights were good too. Wait, so Jason, you're telling me Ross plugged my channel? Was he being sarcastic, Jason? Because that's news to me if he did, man. That's cool of him if he did. I appreciate it, you know. It's kind of mind blowing to me that he would plug my channel, but if he did, hey, props to Ross, man. But yeah, Ross and I just trade differently, right? Ross scalps penny stocks a lot of the time. And Ross is a good trader. I gotta reach out to Ross then, man. If he's plugging my channel, hey, props to Ross. I mean, Ross and I trade completely differently, right? Like we do. We really do trade completely differently. Ross scalps penny stocks, which is definitely a viable strategy in the market. I'm not gonna hate on Ross for that. And honestly, I learned a lot from Ross when I first got started. Like his 1 minute pullbacks, those are super legit and super, viable in a lot of markets. We just trade differently. We got a little bit different styles, but he definitely has value in what he teaches, specifically his free content. That's cool though, man. I'll have to reach out to him, say what's up. I've talked to him before, or I've talked to one of the people in there before, but yeah, for sure. I mean, it's a scalping strategy, right? So it's a scalping strategy, but it's a little bit different than what I trade, obviously. But obviously, my channel is really suited for like the new trader just trying to learn how to trade. All right, so we got this little range here on AMD. It's taking a little bit of time, so I'll probably end up closing the stream down soon and just updating you guys on what happens. I'll just record this trade. All right, well, it's looking a little bit better, but like I said, I'm probably going to close the stream down. Time's running a little low, and it may stay in this range for who knows how long. And so I'll probably close the stream down now, guys, and just update you all on the trade. Like I said, I've already taken profits. It's not going to be a losing trade, and so that's 2 green days this week. And, out of the last 4 or 5 days, I've only had 1 red day trading the fade, and so it's not bad. Wednesday was a green day using the VWAP fade. Thursday was a green day. Friday was a red day. Yesterday was green, and today is most likely going to be green as well. So not a bad week, not a bad 5 days in the market. Yeah, green is good, man. I'll take it. It's definitely a good feeling to be back in the green section after, people hated on me when I traded the opening range breakout. Really, I just had to try it. The back testing results for the opening range were extremely positive. And so I just had to try it with real money. And kind of my luck goes that, like, as soon as I use real money, the opening range breakout didn't work that well on AMD after that. And like I said, I got a little bit of hate once I started trading it. But like I said, if I usually do pretty well trading the fade, and I just took a shot with a different strategy and it didn't work out. So it's nice to be back trading the fade. But yeah, that's it for today, guys. I'm going to let it work. It broke under 23.30, which is great. And so we'll give it some time. But yeah, like I said, if you want to use the broker that Mitch and I use, you can go check out TradeNet. I'll post that link one more time. Stevio, if you want to, you can refresh it, man. Refreshing it should help. All right, James, have a good day, brother. But yeah, shout out to Trade Ideas as well. Trade Ideas is cool enough to let me stream their scans every morning. And so Trade Ideas does make my morning super easy, gives me the gap scanners. And so if you're interested in checking out Trade Ideas, which is the scanner that I use, I'll post that link here one time as well so you can see it. But, all right, so I'm going to let it work a little bit. It actually just dropped down to 23.26, and so I'll let it work a little bit, see if it breaks this level, and then test the lows for AMD. And so I'm still holding it. We get the break under 25. It's looking better. And so obviously we want to see a break under 23.25 and then a break of the lows at 22. If it's going to bounce, it'll probably bounce right here. But since it's testing it now, I'll let it work, and I'll keep the stream going until we get some type of move either back up or if we get a break on the downside. Appreciate it, Honest. Thanks, brother. Yeah, I'll give it a little bit of time, guys. If it gets back up to 23.30, I'm just going to close it down, set a stop loss, and just kind of let it work, Like I said, I've taken profits, and so at this point, it's not going to be a red trade. It's not going to be a losing day, and so I can just kind of sit back and let it test these levels, try to break out of the range it's been in. Can I ask how are those scanners set up? So with Trade Ideas, you can build your own scanners, right? So you can build your own scanners. And so it takes a little bit of learning. Like Trade Ideas has a lot of good videos out that show you how to build your own scans, but it is a process of learning how to do it. And so these scans I've just built. Some of these I've built. Some of these were already kind of generic scans that they have. Like I built breaking out on volume in high of the day Momo. Massive volume and low float was one of their generic ones, and these are generic ones as well. And so I built some of these, but some of these are just their generic scanners that are already there that you don't have to build. Like I said, though, if it gets back up to 23.30, I'm just going to close it down. Yeah, I mean, Trade Ideas is good for a lot of different stuff, DMG. It's good for swing trades, I'm sure. It's just a scanner, right? The good thing about it is that it's really up to date. It's real time almost. And so that's the good thing about Trade Ideas is that it's very up to date scanners. And like I said, if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button. We do this every weekday morning. We start at about 7:15 or 8:15 market time. So we do this every weekday. So if you want to watch us live every day, hit that subscribe button and join us again, hopefully. Also, you want to help support the channel, guys, click the like button on this video. We appreciate any support we could get. So if you click the like button, we definitely appreciate it. All right, so here's 25s. Let's see if we get that break under 25 and then a test of the low of the day. Yeah, I've never learned how to build them on Thinkorswim though. On AZ, I've never learned how to. Thinkorswim's a little bit more complicated, I would say, but it may just be I haven't learned, and it's just a learning curve with Thinkorswim. I had one of our viewers build me a VWAP fade scanner on Thinkorswim, and it actually worked pretty well. But it's super complicated to do. But he did build me one. What's up, Lucas? On trade ideas, Nick, or the VWAP fade one? Yeah, the SPY breaking on the VWAP. We'll see if it holds now, though. Nice DMG. I'll try to. I gotta look back. It may take me a little while, but I'll try to. Nick, I'll try to. All right, we'll see if we get a break now. It's down to 26 again. But yeah, I'm just going to let this work, guys. I'm going to close it down, give it a little bit of time here. It's just kind of consolidating down here. It may take a little bit. So have a good day, all. Like I said, go check out Trade Ideas and TradeNet if you're interested. If you're interested in using the brokers that Mitch and I use, you can check out TradeNet. I'll post that link one more time, and you can get 10% off TradeNet packages. And so if you're interested in using the broker that we use, Mitch and I use, the broker that I'm using right now, you can go check out the link. You can get the intro package for $450 instead of $500 with my link. So go check that out. And like I said, check out Trade Ideas as well. I'll post that link one more time too, if anybody wants to check out Trade Ideas. But yeah, Trade Ideas is just a cool company. They let me stream these scans every day, so I think they're awesome for that. But yeah, guys, have a good day. I'll see you all. I'll see you all tomorrow morning, and if you're in class, we'll see you in class tonight. So good luck. We'll see you all then.